What's going on, guys? We have yet another build. I'm just ripping these out as I start to get the pieces. This is Ice Shards, and it's a weird Ice Shard build in the fact that I take the greater Ice Shards so that it bounces off enemies. We're going to go over the skill tree real quick. Enchantments, Paragon Board, and gear. So we take Lightning Spear for the stun and for the vuln. And then we have Ice Armor for barrier, teleport, flame shield, uh, and then we go into Deep Freeze for our ultimate to reset all our cooldowns and give us a panic button, and then our main skill, Ice Shards. So for enchantments, we take just firebolt enchant. We just keep it simple. Didn't really need anything else with this build. And then we take frozen orb enchant. So we're going to go into our Seneschal pet here. So I need to fix this. I don't have Genesis yet. Flash of Adrenaline would be tactical to take it down to 12-second cooldown. Duration, increase the duration from 8 to 12 seconds. And then we would have Genesis here so that it would go from a 20% damage buff to 150%. And then I'm going to want some Vuln out of here. So on a previous build I needed Burning, so we're going to put Breaking. So now we have Tempest. Every 0.8 seconds it shoots. That gives us Evernight, plus 4 ranks to all skill. Free Shaco. And then we're going to have Arcing support so that it hits a bunch of enemies. And then we have Breaking so that it breaks barriers and it makes them vulnerable. Because we're not running the greater Ice Shard node that makes everything vulnerable. So we have to find it other ways. We're going to look at the gear. So we just have a legendary helmet with disobedience. Total armor, max life, cooldown. I have life on kill. You can take a lucky hit chance with barrier or max mana. The only build this season that has a soul brand. And it's because you need the barrier for the Ice Shards to Ricochet. So this provides us with a permanent barrier. If you really want, you can run Raiment here. Doesn't really matter. So then we have gauntlets. You would want ranks of Ice Shards, critical strike chance, attack speed, and lucky hit chance. So that you can lucky hit chance, so you can proc avalanche more. I don't have that. So that we have piercing cold gauntlets. So the Ice Shards pierce. We have Tybalt's Will, so that we get mana back and we get 40% damage when we teleport or flame shield or deep freeze. We have Asu's boots to give us crit. Then we just have an accelerating wand. You want all stats and then pick 2 additives. Doesn't really matter. Pick 2 additives that you have uptime on, which are critical strike damage, vulnerable damage, damage to distant, core skill damage, damage on Wednesdays when you're tired. It doesn't really matter. We have our focus with this is supposed to be the avalanche procs twice aspect, but I don't have it. So we're running the frozen orbit aspect because it's like just as good. This should really be crit chance, mana cost reduction, resource, and cooldown. I just ran out of Helltide mats. Then we have a Storm Swell Ring. This would get replaced with Starless Skies. Crit chance, max life, resource gen. Then whatever you want here. Could be cold damage, max mana, lucky hit. It's really flexible. Doesn't make a big difference. Don't stress it. But you do want that max life roll because that's huge this season. Got Tal Rasha. As you see on the skill bar, we got lightning, cold, and fire damage from firebolt. And then lastly, your amulet would typically be ranks of devouring blaze, mana cost reduction, and then total armor, and then you pick either movement speed or cooldown. I really want the armor because I like to have 2 armor rolls and a 66% disobedience so that I can cap for T100s. See if I have any useful potions. Alright, we'll use cruelty. Now we're going to get into the Paragon board. So we start off with Tactician. When we use a defensive skill, we get 10% damage. Buffs are non-fizz, and buffs are resist to all elements. I'll go over real quick. Yeah, we have max resists, and we're setting it about 289 on damage with everything. So we have a 29% frigid fate. Let's get back into the Paragon. So yeah, we have the Tactician on the starter. Then we move into Elementalist. Because we're dealing cold, lightning, and fire damage a lot, we'll get the 15% damage buff from that on most enemies. And that buffs are non-fizz and are all resist, and I don't think I have this thing maxed yet. Next we move into Icefall. This Icefall legendary node, deal 15% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. doubled if they're frozen, which will happen with Frozen Orb, especially if you're on Frozen Orbit. I may end up keeping it if I really like it over Avalanche. But the Avalanche, because the Avalanche is the free cast and the 40% damage, so if you have 2 casts of that, it's really going to buff your boss damage. We get some DR chilled, some non-fizz, damage to chilled, and then we get a really big bump of damage to chilled because we have reinforced here, so that we get another 15% damage reduction. We have a barrier. And then when you combine the 20% barrier DR with the 15% barrier DR from reinforced, you work out to about 33% barrier DR because of how the math works. We get some DR chilled here. So we're getting a little tanky here. And my focus has DR burning on it right now, so I may end up keeping that because that's an underrated thing to take on a focus. I always grab the max mana here on mana spenders. It's just 28 mana, can't pass it up. The max life is multiplicative now, so it's really important. Grab some all resist here, and then we just take the min for this should be exploit, but mine's not leveled, so we have territorial. Next we take destruction. I could slot control. Whatever. We'll just keep territorial so I don't die. So then we slot destruction here. We get some. I don't have the dex for it right now. If you give me 2 seconds, I can actually fix that. Oh, what was that? All right. So we actually had an extra point somewhere. So let's do this. This is how you get. Anytime you're like a little short on a wreck, you can findangle some stuff. There's a dex here that you can take. There's a dex here that you can take. I don't think there's none on these 2 boards. So let's see where we end up. 518. So I need another dex. So we'll grab it when we take that. So now we have we just make the cusp. Going to need a good all stats roll. So we take destruction here, and then we go over and we grab this DR from elites because it's so good. I'm going to start working it into more of my builds. I've been skipping on it for damage, and I'm just realizing that it's not worth an extra 5% damage just to, like, when you could just get this much DR. That's why, like, a lot of my stuff, like, I only take 44 here, and sometimes I just don't take the max because, like, these quality of life nodes, the DRs and the max life, they go a long way. Next we take Enchanter, as always, on every board of mine for 85.8 non-fizz, and that'll bump up our Frigid Fate another 8.58, takes us to about 29% increased damage to vulnerables. And then lastly, Flame Feeder, that should be on every firebolt build. Take a drink of water and we'll get into this. Alright, I think I covered it all this time. Oh shit, I don't have Raiment on. You know, we're using these shrines. I'm not going to grab the Blast Wave one though. This is doing pretty good. And then hopefully again, if we run into a Son of Malphus, it's probably going to kill us. I think what I can actually do though, what I'm going to do, the cooldowns are pretty good. So you may actually just be able to slot Raiment in here. I think I'm going to get rid of Lightning Spear because if I have Breaking from the pet, everything's vuln, so I don't need Lightning Spear, and that's a waste. Let's do that, and then I'll fix the planner. I really do want Frost Nova because it's really great. We're going to slot Raiment for the dungeon, I believe. Just so we can see the difference, and I'll figure out the planner that I want. Everything always changes when I do these videos. These really help me finalize the build as I like actually play the build. And then you start to see what's good. Because like if I create a build before the season starts, and it doesn't change at all, that means I didn't look at it. Because like it should change. You're never going to get anything right the first time, especially like when you see the season mechanics. Anna's looking pretty good. Let me just double check. Alright. So we have Breaking on there. So he's doing pretty good for Vuln. As long as we can keep a barrier going. Oh, I forgot to grab Zoltan's warding. Too late. That's okay. So typically for Zoltan's warding, you're gonna want to grab about 3 stacks, and you should never have an issue. As I get nuked, as I usually do when I'm talking too much. I don't know if I want Raiment. I kind of like this. I kind of like the... I don't think I need it. Life on kills coming in clutch. As you can see, this is just a machine gun. It's pretty good. Single target's not terrible. Shards has always had pretty decent single target. I don't have to worry about Zoltan warding stacks. This build would be really good with Ring of Starless Skies. And then I think too, if you got Shaco, you'd slot that and you just move Disobedience to your amulet. I'm not a fan. I know Juggernaut's really good, but I'm just not into it. Because all my builds run Asus, so that evade's important to me, and this is a long one. But this is pretty safe. I feel pretty tanky. I want to turn on the damage numbers here. As long as they don't kill me. I'm going to turn on the damage numbers so we can actually start to see like what the damage numbers are. I was playing a build where I couldn't see anything. 120. I haven't had any mana problems. Doing pretty good. I mean, like, I'm just existing in the thick of it in this T100 right now. I'm just gonna keep Soulbrand. I really like this barrier DR. Big fan. Alright, well that's tragic. We didn't have any Zoltan's warding. But I need to start working on my exploit. Alright, let's go in. I'm not gonna drop everything off, we're just gonna go straight into a T100. Try and get a boss. And then who knows, maybe I'll take into Uber Lillith. And we can see what kind of damage it is. Like I have the Blizzard video, so you can see like how it compares to that. And then that's like a good Uber Lillith is like a good judge of like where the damage is at. Let's see. I died a few times. Hoping I got one with a boss. Yeah, we'll do Champ's Demise. I know that one has a boss. I'm not so sure about the rest of them. This is going to be a little bit of a long one. But Champ's Demise will actually be a really good dungeon for it because it's more open, so you can get to see just how the Ricochet works. You know, I think all my Ice Shard builds are going to be this Ricochet. It's like my one chance to run Soulbrand because it's my favorite unique in the game. People say it's shit. I just don't care. I just like it. Potion, barrier. I just feel really tanky with it. And see, this is just like a machine gun. This thing would be cooking way harder with Starless. That'd be an extra 40% damage. But yeah, I mean, these are the T100s, and this is just bruising through it. No mana issues to speak of. I wonder if I could try something on the pet. Let's try something over breaking. Let's try gripping. Start to move a little faster. So let's see how it does like firing into packs. But the ricochets are nice. You can kind of just stand there and just. I'm just ripping. I'm missing shots. My mana's still good. I use a little teleport, get it all back. Frost Nova's nice. Yeah, we're taking Lightning Spear off of it. This thing doesn't need it. I think I'm going to leave the Frozen Orbit aspect, if I'm going to be fully honest. We'll see how the boss damage is, actually. That'll be the deciding factor. And this might be okay for, like, say, a Butcher. Like, this is going in A tier. Build Shreds. And I don't even have, like... So this build would be a lot stronger, too. Like, say I add Genesis, that's going to be another... I'm going to go from 20 to 50% damage permanently up. Like, I have Evernight. So that is nice if, like, you can see. Let's see what happens when it damages something. Yeah, all my ranks go up. We're doing it. We're doing the Artillery Shrine. Alright, we're cruising. Oh, yeah, look at this. I think if you want to get tankier, you can take off the Sobran. Like, definitely, for sure. Or like, if you get a Shaco, you don't have to slot Disobedience on the Amulet. Because I think we definitely have enough barrier uptime. Between running 4 defensives, having the Deep Freeze ult. This is just kind of disgusting. After this, I am going to take into Uber Lillith, though. Just to see. I think I might have enough Vuln uptime with Frozen Orbit. But you'll see what I end up doing. It'll be something really similar to this. What is that? I want that. Could be a good focus. Oh my god. I never dropped the one off. Alright, alright, alright. I'm throwing. But kind of speedy, so it's okay. Pick this up. I never dropped it off. Let's get another teleport here. Alright, we got it this time. Alright, I'm bruising past. Gotta make some time. See how it does in like the pure thick of it. I mean, it's ripping. And I feel tanky enough to kind of just stand there. I do have Territorial on though. Like, I definitely don't feel the need to have a Telestomp. I'm playing pretty aggressively with this. I think you could definitely like bump the damage up more. Like if I had Exploit, and I think I'd definitely be hitting for like, I'm getting some 350s. I think I'd definitely be hitting for upwards of, like I'm hitting for like 150k normally, definitely upwards of like 250, and then some of those bigger ones like when I oh, look at that. I really feel like I can just hold forward, evade, and just kind of. Ricochet's real nice. Yeah, we're gonna drop mana cost off the amulet. I think we're gonna keep. Alright, let's do this event. We're probably just gonna end up keeping DR burning, because It's working out pretty nice. Just slotting a lot of DR. And then getting a lot of good Vuln from the Frozen Orbit. A lot of freezes. Just gonna stand here. No complaints. Yeah, this is getting bumped. This build's cooking. I'm just holding the trigger. Oh no. The Frozen Orbit is really nice too because it makes everything pop. Oh my. It'll be full on space. Dump some trash real quick. Trash. I don't care about any of this. Alright, here's the real ticket. See how the boss damage is. Not great, not terrible. He'd die a lot faster if I had Genesis and Ring of Starless Skies, so this build has potential to be like S tier. I could kill him faster. But as you can see, I can just kind of sit here and potion and just tank. So that's pretty nice. Get that exploit up. Alright, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it into Uber Lillith. And we're probably gonna get wrecked. But I just want to see like what the baseline damage is for this. This is like intro endgame build. I know I have Evernight, so that's +4 ranks, but I don't have Shaco, I don't have Ring of Starless Skies. Those are gonna bump it up another like 60% damage. So let's go see how this performs on Lillith. I don't know how to actually do the Lillith fight, so even if I'm not gonna be able to kill her. That's for damn sure. Would we end up taking gripping? Let's get rid of gripping. Let's just put back on. Let's do efficiency. More crit chance. There's some options there. On Tempest, you could run safe. You know, you can run definitely probably arcing. You could just run this as a pure support thing. Like you could run Evernight and Safeguard and Resource, something like that. Or you can use it like arcing and breaking so that you have more burning. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. If I had Ubers, I could have nuked her. This isn't terrible. Holy shit. She's definitely gonna kill me here. I really don't understand the fight. I flame shielded, but this build could take Uber Lillith. I'm gonna give it another whirl. This build fully kitted could take Uber Lillith. Oh my god. Yeah, this could do it. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, if you have Shaco and you have Ring of Starless Skies and you somewhat understand the mechanics, you can kill Lillith with this. But I'm looking for Mobalytics. This build's getting bumped. I might even put it in. It's got to go A tier. It's strong. It's strong. But Uber Lillith capable. That's nice. I'm really happy with that. All right. See you guys.